Okay guys, right now I am going to explain the different type of methods to trim outboard engines, to trim steam drive systems, to trim the boat with the flaps, and we are going to do the diagrams, and after that we are going to practice wiring some of them. Okay, this is the situation. The first one is this is an outboard. This is the middle section of the outboard, and this is the lower unit of the outboard. Here is the shaft and the propeller. That's okay. All right. And now I have here the bottom, one bottom for up and down, and internally here I have a unit. The unit is pretty similar to this unit. The unit with an electric motor, reversible motor, with two colors, blue and green, for both directions. In the bottom you have a reservoir with a hydraulic pump, and after that you have an actuator, hydraulic actuator for up and down. This unit is located in between the transom and the outboard. If this is the transom, if this is the transom of the boat, and that unit is moved with the bottom, and also with another bottom in the control. The control of on the helm, they have another switch here. Is moved with this switch and that switch, both switches in parallel. Now, if I put that unit here, that unit is composed by the cylinder, and is composed by the pump, the reservoir, and the motor, and here is the shaft of the unit. This unit, the hydraulic unit, the electro-hydraulic unit, and that unit is 12 volts, and you have the battery, negative and positive. All right, and this motor works with two cables, normally green, blue. Normally the gauge of those wires is number 8, and black, and the black one is here for ground. And that motor is operated by a small solenoid control box, and the solenoid control box have the connection for those big cables, green, the blue ones, the black one, and 3 small signals, like the solenoid control box traditional that you know on the other system. This one is for ground. This one is for a small blue wire, connected here in the switch. This is the typical switch. I am going to increase the size of this switch. Here is the blue one. Here is the green. And the power is like this. The main power, with a switch selector on off, the power enter here. The main power enter here in this unit. And that unit, depending on the signal, send the power through the green or through the blue one, and spin the motor clockwise or counterclock, depending if the power enter in the blue cable or in the green cable. The secret is that small solenoid control box located in the bottom of the lower unit. We are going to send a small wire here, and that small wire enter here, and I send positive cable here and positive cable here. Thank you so much. And that's it. And you have a parallel connection. You have a parallel connection between this and this, and between this and this, and of course this one, the positive, connected to the positive of the harness. In other words, you have two switches in parallel, the switch that you have in the unit and the switch that you have in the control. to operate that trim elevator in the boat. That's clear, guys? It's simple. This is for outboard. This is for outboard.
Always.
Always is the same. Always is the same. And now for a steam drive. In a steam drive system, this is the boat. This is the boat. And you have here the stringers of the boat, and you have the inboard engine. You have the inboard engine. You have here the inboard engine, and the inboard engine is connected with the outdrive unit, and the outdrive unit here have the propeller and the shaft, and here you have a couple of cylinders, a couple of actuators connected here to trim the unit, and inside of this you have a small central electro-hydraulic unit, and you have the motor, and you have a couple of relays, and that unit they have two terminals, two big terminals, and signals, two relays, and the motor. Once again, the motor with a big cable blue, big cable green, and big cable black, connected to the block of the engine, and the block of the engine connected to the bonding system. And of course, from the battery, and here you have the control in the console of the boat, and the control have the switch, and I am going to put the switch here with the three terminals, and this is the switch. The switch is located here. All right, and once again, from the battery, we are going to connect the battery to the negative, the positive of the battery here, the main positive enter in between both relays, and from the output of one relay you feed the blue cable. From the output of the other relay you feed the other cable, green cable, and for the signals, for the signal you bring one small signal for this relay, other small signal green color for that relay, and the middle signals connected to the ground of the boat, negatives. In other words, both relays are activated with this switch, and this switch receives power positive from the harness of the engine, the harness of that engine. And that's it. You have a switch here to activate this electro-hydraulic unit, and the electro-hydraulic unit, they have the connection, the hydraulic connections to connect here, and to connect here the actuators, and move the actuators up and down. This is the electro-hydraulic unit that I showed yesterday here. Later we are going to play with that unit. We have this scenario, we have this scenario, and the last scenario is the trim tabs with flaps, no guys? That you practiced yesterday. This one with a DC motor, reversible motor, with a two direction of the motor, blue and yellow for clockwise and counterclock, and two solenoids to allow that the fluid goes out or in, depending if you want to extend the actuator or retract the actuator. This type of actuator is connected between this point, and the other actuator between this point and this point. And this one will be connected. This one will be connected according with this actuator here, actuator here, actuator here, and here is the flap, and here I have the reversible motor with the solenoid here, and the other solenoid here, and we have a couple of switches, double switches to activate the flaps, and we have the battery, and the big positive of the battery fit the middle of the double switches, and here you have one rotation of the motor blue, other sense of rotation yellow, I put orange, and one solenoid is red color, and the other solenoid is a green color. Okay, we are going to connect one solenoid in one side of the switches, other solenoid in the other side of the switches here.
It's the same thing from yesterday, right?
Yes, and we are going to connect the sense of rotation blue one here in between both of them, and we are going to connect the other sense of rotation yellow one between this and this. And bingo, I have both actuators working down and the solenoids open, or both actuators working up with the solenoids open. In other words, the solenoid open only to allow that the fluid goes out or in that direction. This is the typical actuator. This is the typical trim tabs, trims with the flaps, and those are the different type of trim tabs. Okay, and today we are going to do the wiring of this one, and we are going to practice and troubleshooting this unit. Okay, guys, ready? We are going to start the practice. You bring your tools, you bring everything. Let me show you something. We are going to start here. Okay, look at this. I have the motor. I have the central hydraulic unit with two relays. And the relays, they have the main power entering in the middle of both relays. One output of power is the blue one, other output of power is the green. Signal black and blue for this relay, and signal black and green for the other relay, protected with a fuse. The negative connected to the negative of the battery, the positive connected to the main positive of the battery. And now on the switch on the console, we have that switch for up and down, and we have the harness, and in the harness of the motor you need to identify which ones are the cables of this switch in order to activate those relays and activate the actuators up and down. Okay, guys? And additionally, in this type of hand, in this type of a control panel, you always found two additional cables, two purple cables and two yellow-red cables. What is the function of those two purple cables and those two yellow-red, the purples?
Kill switch and the neutral safety.
Okay, this is the kill switch, and this one is connected with this button. You know that button? To turn off the engine. That button is connected with the bracelet that you put in your hands when you drive a jet ski or a small boat. If you drop on the water, what happened with this? And you cut the power and you turn off the engine. You interrupt the ignition system with the purple. The ignition system. You remember the purple cable in a diesel engine interrupt the fuel pump and the solenoid start-stop solenoid, the purple. And what about the yellow-red? What is the function of the yellow-red?
Neutral safety makes sure
It's the neutral safety switch on the transmission.
it's in gear.
If the transmission is in neutral, you have continuity between this, and this is the cable that goes with the signal to the start motor, yellow-red, and you can start the engine. If the motor is here and you try to crank, that cable is interrupted and you don't have crank, and the engine never starts. You understand? Okay, this one is for the neutral safety switch. Where is located? In the transmission. Doesn't matter what type of transmission is. That transmission have in the shaft where you have the handle for forward, neutral, and reverse. In the other end, you have a switch that is two terminals, and those yellow-red cables enter over there. Yeah? And after that, continue the yellow-red to the start motor. In neutral, start. If it's engaged reverse or forward, no start. This is for neutral safety switch, and this is to kill the engine in emergency, the kill switch. Nice, no, guys?